Hello guys, happy Monday. So yesterday I was inspired to start a new segment called Motivation Monday, where every Monday I'm going to be talking about a topic and I'm just going to spread motivation on my channel. So the first topic I decided to talk about today was gratitude. The reason why I picked gratitude is because gratitude is one of my favorite virtues. Actually, I'm just gonna say that it is my favorite virtue of all time because it teaches me so much, and it's something that I can definitely say has changed my life when I started actually applying it every single day. First, I'm gonna start by talking about what gratitude means to me. So gratitude in simple terms is just saying thank you. Just saying thank you in return of something good in your life. Now, the title of this video is Living in Gratitude. So, living in gratitude is completely different. Living in gratitude is having unconditional gratitude, meaning you are grateful for the good, the bad, the ugly, and the beautiful. Meaning there are no conditions that can shake your gratefulness. So that means being thankful for getting your dream job, and that means being thankful for your dog dying. Being grateful for goodness is relatively easy, but being grateful for the bad things is when it starts to get hard. Being grateful for things that you don't want kind of seems stupid and almost like impossible to even imagine, but I think being grateful for the bad things along with the good things is one of the most wise things that you can possibly do. Okay, now I'm going to talk about how I learned about gratitude and when I actually started to apply it to my life. So around 2020, that's when the COVID pandemic started and everyone's just on TikTok, being inspired, looking at dumb videos, doing whatever. But one of the biggest things I learned during COVID was gratitude, manifesting, law of attraction, all that jazz. I didn't really know about it until I started seeing these TikTok videos about people manifesting all of the things they ever wanted into their life just by being grateful and just by being positive all the time. And it's so weird because it sounds like something mystical or out of this world, but it's actually really simple. And interestingly enough, gratitude is something that we learn before we even know our first names. When we're kids, our parents teach us to say thank you after everything, and we don't even know our names. We just know that when somebody gives us something, we need to say thank you. So I think that in itself should say how important being grateful actually is, because it's literally at the foundation of your entire life. So the way that I practiced gratitude was by journaling. I started journaling in 2020. So during COVID, I bought my first book, like a plain book with just pages in it, and I just started writing. I literally just started writing about all of the things that I'm grateful for, all the things that I ever wanted in life. I started praying on it, and even if I didn't already have it, I would be thankful in advance. So I would say something like, oh my goodness, I'm so thankful that I got into college. Mind you, at this time I think I was a freshman or a sophomore, so I was already grateful for my future. So I definitely journaled a lot about my future, and I started to become grateful for literally everything. Being grateful is important because it opens your heart to receiving more. Being grateful is what gives things its value. If you want your life and your experiences to be valuable, you have to be grateful for them. That's how it works. If you want something in your life, there's no way that it's going to be fulfilling or good if you're not grateful for it. When your heart is closed off and you feel ungrateful or you just lack gratitude, you'll start to feel very unfulfilled. You'll start to wonder why this space inside of you is not being filled, and you'll start yearning and start looking for external things that don't serve you to fulfill you. And that is usually how people end up extremely unhappy, and they don't know why. And it's usually because they don't practice gratitude enough. Maybe they say thank you sometimes, maybe they feel grateful sometimes, but when those bad times or those negative emotions come around, they forget about all of the greatness and they forget to be grateful. So that's usually why people are in such a deep state of like ickiness. Like there's a lot of times where people just feel not happy, and I've definitely have had multiple times in my life where I've just felt overall like unfulfilled, not happy, and I didn't really know why. And it's simply because I was ignoring the great things that I already had in my life. If I was to focus on only the good and just look at the bad as more of a contrast rather than something negatively affecting my everyday life, then I'd probably be more happy in those moments. Now, it's definitely easier said than done. It's a lot easier to be upset. It's a lot easier to complain. But it's a trap. It's your mind telling you that I'm uncomfortable, I don't like this. But once you start practicing gratitude every single day, especially for the negative things, it gets easier and you'll find yourself actually being grateful for literally everything. Now, how do I even practice gratitude? How do I apply it to my life? Because I say thank you all the time and I'm grateful for the good things in life, but it's really hard for me to be grateful for the bad stuff. I find it very easy to practice gratitude by viewing everything as a benefit to you. Meaning, anything that comes into your life, good or bad, you start to look for, how can this benefit me? What can I learn from this? What can I take from this? If this is gonna make me feel super upset, why don't I take something from that negativity and use it to my advantage? That's the way I like to look at things, and it helps me be a lot more grateful. Focusing on the losses literally gets you nowhere, and it leaves you feeling really sad and hopeless and disgusting, honestly. But when you focus on the lessons, you're left feeling determined and full of wisdom, and you can actually use that wisdom to your advantage in the best way possible. And I like to think about losses like this. When you lose something or something leaves you, all it's doing is making space for something better. And you have to believe that. You have to believe that whatever leaves your life is making space for something even better than you could even imagine. It's like when people say when one door closes, another one opens, and that is so true. Okay, now I want to talk about how gratitude changed my life. So overall, practicing gratitude all the time, living in gratitude, has helped me have a more sustainable state of happiness, meaning that there's barely anything that can shake my happiness. Once you start practicing being grateful for everything, the good and the bad, that is when you'll find yourself being in a very high state of happiness, like all the time. There will definitely be times where you'll be upset or sad, but you'll realize that they don't last as long as they usually did when you weren't even grateful for everything. Just like anything that's worth anything in life, you have to practice it. It has to be a daily practice. Daily. Every day. Every single day. That's the only way that you're going to get good at living in gratitude. Having gratitude is pretty easy. Saying thank you, that's not that hard. But living in gratitude, that's the challenge that we face. So on this Monday, I'm going to challenge you to live in gratitude today. Whenever you experience something great today, say thank you. And whenever you experience something icky and something that you don't like, still say thank you and try your absolute hardest to find the goodness, find the lesson in it. I really hope that you learned something from this video. I really hope that I helped you a little bit today. And I really hope that it's a little bit easier to be grateful. for everything. Happy Monday. I hope you have an amazing day, an amazing week. Thanks for watching. Bye.